He's cool. Yay! Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, snap! Look at that. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We got a special guest. Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Wow, Rob's here with us. We are the Real Short Box Live edition, and we are here to talk about all kinds of fun things. I'm going to do some stuff in the background. Rob's going to watch me do it, and then while we're doing that, Kevin's going to take it away. So, Kevin, why don't you do some introductions for everybody here, and tell us what we're doing.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to a wonderful evening. The last day officially of spring, as tomorrow starts the summer solstice. Welcome to the sizzling Real Short Box Live. First, let me introduce the president and CEO of Rumble Spoon Productions and the Real Short Box Show. He is a man from the great state of Ohio. He was the 2000 Kent State University's Mr. Beefcake.
Really?
He is DC Comics for life. He is a man who is Bruce Campbell's #2 fan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the original Don.
Wow.
Thank you.
We have applause.
Thank you.
Noise.
Yes, normally we do, but I'm too busy right now to add that to it. I'll try to add that later.
Next, he is a special man who grew up in the shadow of Skywalker Ranch. He is the arch nemesis of Dr. Bigot. He is the president and CEO of the Black Adam and Luke Cage fan clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Marvel for life. He is Sweet White Chocolate.
Cut the music.
Is Jerry.
Burp, burp, burp. There's your music. Burp, 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 burp.
White
chocolate.
Our special guest, a man that we have known for many, many years. He is one of the greatest ArcLight Usher greeters of all time. He is an excellent comedian, an excellent actor, one of the most talented men from the great city of Chicago and also in the great state of Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up to our special guest, Mr. Rob.
Thank you. Pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight.
And of course,
joining us.
And of course, I'm your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Dr. Kevin.
Wow, Dr. Kevin. Fancy. All right, I posted on the social media platforms, gentlemen, so feel free to grab it and share it.
All right.
We are
Jared,
live.
Break down to the audience, because you missed part 1 when we did the original part 1 of this particular topic. Break it down. What are we going to do tonight?
This is volume 2 or part 2 of worst sequels, worst movie sequels. Now, a lot of times people think a sequel means the second film, but that's not true. A sequel can be any film that came sequentially after the first film. So just calm down. Cool out.
True. It's true. Calm yourselves, people. Calm yourselves.
All right. It's all right.
Check yourself.
We're doing some of the worst shit shows, films, and man, we've got some crap tonight.
Speaking of a shit show, try getting this podcast up on a Monday. I mean, good Lord, it's hard enough. It's already a Monday, but
you did it though, right? You did it.
Add in though that Rob and I both today went to go see the James Corden show.
Yeah.
Went to a live taping. So, tonight, everybody that watches needs to watch the James Corden show. See? We weren't kidding. And see if you can see us, because we are very well placed, and we are acting ridiculous. This guy a little more than me, I would say. I was a little louder. He was a little crazier.
How far were you towards the front row?
Not we're like, okay, so where there's that lounge where they hang out, where all the drinks are and stuff like that. We could reach over and slap James Corden. That's how close we were.
We were pretty close.
Wow.
So we're close to the lounge area, the bar.
We're pretty close.
But to where he's sitting at his desk, we're far away.
Yeah.
So.
And did you do the karaoke with him in the car?
We did do the karaoke in the car. That was so funny enough, Jared, that you actually brought that up.
We were in the truck.
Right. We did.
They actually had to pull over and escort us out because we weren't supposed to be there, and we would start singing.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah, that was a good time. Car karaoke in the trunk.
Yeah. Got hot in there, right? It got a little hot.
Yeah.
Your
It got a little
balls
hot.
were sweating.
The balls were sweating. Yeah, we had sweaty balls. Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls?
As Alec Baldwin would say. Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin.
I won the T-shirt, which was exciting.
Yeah, Rob.
What kind of T-shirt?
Oh, well, I just showed it. Obviously, you were
Kevin,
not
thanks
paying
for
attention.
paying attention.
I'm sorry. I'm sending a link out. Forgive me.
Here, for your audience watching all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Can you see this? It's good?
Oh, there it is. That's a
There
beautiful
it is.
T-shirt. You know what, Rob? You put that on eBay tonight. I guarantee you'll make $150.
Jesus, what is it with this guy? He's always about profit.
Kevin, I
profit.
appreciate
He's
that.
a money man. Kevin's a money man.
Good tip.
I'm wearing the shirt. Kevin's wearing the shirt. Hey, guess what? Rob wants to buy a shirt.
I do want to buy a shirt.
I think we got a shirt
Rob,
sale.
I do want to
Rob,
buy a
you're
shirt.
Special friend of the show. We'll charge you only $50, sir.
Oh,
Whoa! You got to buy it off me then. I give him the big discount.
yeah.
Holy bejeez. Okay, so hey, Mom. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad. Mom and dad, hello.
Hi.
Mr. and Mrs. McKinney.
Hi, how are you?
This is Rob, Mom and Dad. You probably heard me talk about him. I don't know if you've ever,
Nice to meet you.
seen him like
Nice to meet you. Real
physically,
pleasure.
sort of, or as close to physically as you
Real
can
pleasure.
get.
I got your son home safely from the Corden show.
From the James
Oh.
Corden show. It was a good time. Good times. Yeah. Yep. We got a celebratory cupcake that we're going to eat after this podcast.
Yeah, I forgot about the cupcakes.
Where'd you
How
get
could
the
you
cup?
forget?
I forgot about the cup. We had margaritas after the show.
You know what? I think now that we have the cupcakes here at the house, the
Yeah.
best part about it is we could cut them in half and each have half of a cupcake.
That's
So we
fine.
can both have a taste of different things. It's going to be amazing.
Jared, you got to come down for the cupcakes, dude.
All right, I'll be there. 6 hours. Wait for me.
Good. Bring it on.
Yeah. Oh, Mom says hi, Rob.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Mom or Dad? Probably my mom. I heard they have a new iPad, so that's
Nice.
why they're on right now, which is kind of crazy.
Oh.
So
They got an
congratulations.
iPad. Oh, did your dad get the iPad for his birthday?
I don't know. I think he just treated himself. Treat yourself, Dad. Treat yourself. I'm sorry I didn't get to call, by the way, because I was at the James Corden show and it ran late. So otherwise I would have called. So I'm sorry. But let's get started. We're going to be talking about bad sequels. I have a few here on the list. Rob, since you're one of the guests, why don't we let you start and you can just talk a little bit about your bad sequel. Why don't we pull up this one here? How's that sound?
Oh, we're doing that one.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the picture and then I'm going to shrink
Bring
it
up
down a
the
little bit because it's going to be a bit
Picture.
large. It's going to just cover Kevin.
Terminator 2. What a crap fest, huh, guys?
What a
How
shit
dare
fest,
you?
right?
How dare you?
There we go. Right in between.
All right, so Cocoon 2. What a piece of fucking shit that piece of fucking film was, right?
Isn't the Brimley guy in it?
Yes, Wilford Brimley.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Wilford Brimley is running around, doesn't know what's going on. So, the deal with that movie is they got to come back to Earth, right? Because you guys saw the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, and they got the little pods in the pool. Well, now the pods are in the ocean. So they got to come back and save the pods or something because the pods are dying. So the whole premise is them. So Wilford Brimley and the whole gang, Don and Michi, all come back from the planet and are down there fucking around trying to save the pods. It's the worst Jared, you saw this.
I did. It
And
was
when-
the
what-
return, right?
Yeah, The Return.
Yeah.
The Return.
Yeah. Well, I actually enjoyed. I mean, I think many people enjoyed the first film,
The first one's great.
but I didn't. Yeah, I don't think we needed geriatric people to come back.
No.
You know,
No.
No.
we need
Kind
a
of
batteries
defeated the
not
purpose
included.
of them enjoying their retirement.
Yeah, right.
We need a batteries not included to / Cocoon 3.
Yeah.
I think if we cross those over, we could be on to something great.
What
Yeah.
if they reboot the movie?
I think they should.
Reboot.
Nothing wrong with rebooting
No,
Cocoon.
yeah, the first. I mean, as long as it has a good story.
Right. I
Um,
mean, it could be fun. There's a lot of older people that would enjoy it. I mean, I think it's like...
Do we have any Wilford Brimley hardcore fans here?
Oh.
I'm trying.
mean-
Oh, come on, Jared, my goodness.
Yes,
Here,
sir.
here. This is how much I love him. Ready? Quaker's Oats. Oh, how do you like that peaches and cream, Billy? Yeah, that's Quaker's Oats. That's fresh oats. That's good breakfast. Yeah, Billy. You get your blood sugar checked, you get it checked off, and there's no reason not to.
He did a great job.
He did.
Billy would have been proud.
Yeah.
To Billy.
So Billy.
To Billy.
To Billy. And Peaches
Steve Gutenberg, he came back for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody, right?
Yeah, I think everybody came back for even Brian Dennehy, who made a cameo at the end.
He cashed a paycheck.
Yeah. So it was a paycheck, came in for the day and got to shoot that sucker.
Yep. So for those that are just tuning in, we're a little late. We're sorry we got started late. We're going to be running a short one, so it's going to end up being a little shorter than normal, but it's our fault. We went to the James Corden show.
Blame it on James Corden.
Yeah, we got to, right? I mean, it's James Corden's fault. He held us behind. He kept trying to tickle me, and he was whispering in your ear. It was really weird.
Very romantic.
Awkward, yeah. He had a purple suit on, just like mine, and so we had a conversation about it. It was lovely. Then he made his quesadillas, right?
Yeah, he made a quesadillas.
Yeah, it's weird. No. What happened?
It seems like something he would do. To be
honest. Yeah. So, Cocoon the Return.
So, the military comes and gets the pods. And then Wilford Brimley and the gang and Jessica Tandy have to go in and save everybody. And they break into the military facility and start cracking down. And heads are busting.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Ridiculous.
All right, so
and Steve Gutenberg's driving the whole time.
And trying to get laid.
The whole
entire time. He's like, I need the sex.
Yeah.
And Wilford Brimley's like, you have your sex and you have it often.
You have it often.
Peaches and cream, Jared. He wants his peaches and cream.
He did, yeah. Yeah, he wanted them peaches and cream. Peaches was a prostitute, and Cream was also a prostitute. So
yeah. Those prostitutes in Cocoon Return, apparently.
Yes, of course there was. Lots of prostitutes everywhere.
Nice.
All right, speaking of prostitutes, Kevin, what's yours?
Wow, that's disturbing. The Matrix Resurrections. Let's start with that one.
What? Is that the fourth one?
Movie?
Is that the fourth one?
Yeah, it's the fourth one.
Oh, I thought you liked that.
Well, after what you told me when you saw it first before I did, and then when you told me that, I was like, well, let me see. Maybe he's exaggerating.
That can't be true. And then he went to see it, and he's like, oh, shit. It's true.
Wait, that's the one that just came out, right?
Yeah, in December?
Just came out back during here's one thing I find interesting. Whoever's running Warner Brothers, distribution department on when they release movies is pretty stupid. And I hate to say this, they probably should be at least suspended. All the Matrix movies have been released in the spring. The first one came out in April. The second one came out in May. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. The third one did come out because it came out, the 2 and 3 came out the same year. Came out in November. But it would have made sense to bring it out in March or April of this year. Why would you release it during the holidays? The Matrix is not a holiday movie. So, of course, that's one reason why it bombed. Yeah, you put up against all the regular holiday movies, so it didn't make any sense. So that's mistake number one. Mistake number two, if you're going to have Agent Smith brought back, wouldn't it be smart and wise to bring Hugo Weaving back? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be wise to bring him back, the original actor? If he's busy doing something, why not just wait? You waited this long, almost 20 years to do this movie. You can wait for Hugo Weaving. Number three.
Wait, you want
Morpheus?
Oh, I for some reason I was thinking of what's his name? He was in Lord of the Rings. He was the king, the Return of the King. He was a.
Oh, you want Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Viggo Mortensen.
No.
Yeah,
well,
he
Hugo
played,
Weaving, of course, was in
a movie called The Dog.
Does Hugo Weaving not like to do I know he did the Lord of the Rings things, but does he not like to do like sequels?
He didn't want to be in The Matrix, and he didn't want to be in Captain America 2.
Yeah, he didn't want to reprise Red Skull, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay though. We found somebody just as good. That dude was awesome. Whoever replaced him. Skarsgård, right?
Yeah, Skarsgård.
One of them. Jerry Skarsgård, I think was his. Same dude, I think that did Stranger Things was the creature in Stranger Things in the new season. I think. Same kid.
What?
Same Skarsgård kid.
I don't know. They're all the same to me. There's Danish, Swedish, Norwegians.
Okay. There's that.
Number three, Morpheus. That's not Morpheus. If just give him a new character name. Why in the world are you going to call this program? Oh, he has some of Morpheus's characteristics. So once again,
it wasn't the best choice.
Why couldn't they get the original dude back? Why didn't that happen?
Yeah, Lawrence.
Why couldn't they get Morgan Freeman to reprise his role?
Lawrence Fishburne, come on now. Come on, Donald. You're being disrespectful. Today's Juneteenth, and you think you're being funny?
Oh, now you got to make it a race thing? Jeez, Kevin.
Oh, Morgan Freeman. You can't tell between Morgan Freeman and Lawrence Fishburne?
They had this alternate version of the Lawrence Fishburne character.
All I'm saying is that they keep using different actors for the character. It's a joke.
It is a joke.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
Damn.
Then we find out, it's 60 years into the future. They somehow, some way, resurrect and rebuild the bodies of Neo and Trinity. And then, of course, you have a character played by Doogie Howser himself, Neil Patrick Harris, called the Analyst, which is kind of an interesting character. But, we're losing resources because too many people got freed from the Matrix, and we're losing our energy resource. So, therefore, we have to bring these two back together. So they realize, when Neo and Trinity are kind of close to each other but separate enough, they generate enough energy to power the Matrix. So they basically, the original bad guy, the architect, was basically removed, and the Analyst is now in charge. And he rebuilt the Matrix.
Who was the architect, by the way?
He looks like Colonel Sanders.
Oh, wow. Wow, he looks like Colonel Sanders. Wow, that's a racist remark, Kevin.
Well, he does!
All white people look like Colonel Sanders.
No,
I guess you need to try my chicken, Kevin. Oh, my God, I look like Colonel Sanders. I say. Come on now.
And now, if I saw that guy, he probably would have like a tub of chicken on him.
See, that's how you spin it. That's how you do. You twist it around on him. That's how you do it.
It's a good spin.
It's always the Colonel Sanders that gets him.
But, they bring together. This is how they keep the things going. Then we find out that the free people, that Zion's been destroyed. They're in this new place called Io, which is the best thing. I thought Io was like one of Jupiter's moons or something. But anyway, you have that. Then one thing I do find that's kind of cool, some of the machines are, good now. They help out the humans. They're able to create, better tasting food for themselves rather than the porridge they were eating before in the previous movies. Hey, that's kind of cool. So that aspect is pretty cool. But a lot of these things are just really silly. They show the Merovingian again from the Matrix sequels. He looks all jacked up. He doesn't make any sense. All these exile programs. Agent Smith again. This new Agent Smith just doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense. No bad chemistry. And the other thing that's very disappointing, the fight sequences, they're not very good. Extremely disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
Did you rewatch this the other night, Kevin, to refresh yourself? Because this is very good. All the details down.
Yeah.
Very good, dude.
One thing that's also interesting is, they have Neo as a video game programmer who creates this Matrix series of video games. So basically it's a meta film. I see what they're going for. It's a meta film, but just unfortunately not well executed. Some interesting concepts, but the movie just isn't well executed. And then the end of the movie, Trinity can fly too now. And it's like, okay, that's cool. So Trinity seems like she's kind of more like the one than Neo.
Right. They really didn't know where they were going with that. They were trying to retcon, it almost felt like, and say, no, Neo's not the one. It's Trinity. And
it's basically the Matrix.
Well, they turned it into her story. It was like her story.
Yeah.
And then the Neo character became a side thing.
Mm-hmm. Which Keanu seemed cool with. But as somebody that's been invested in 3 movies prior, it doesn't work to twist that and change the narrative that way. It just didn't seem like that was supposed to be the original intent.
Yeah, the audience wants to see your hero.
Neo's resurrection. I don't know how you justify Trinity. That's even weirder, especially the fact she got freaking impaled.
Now let me ask you something. This is going to be a controversial question because we're all about controversy here at the Real Short Box. Hello, Alex. Thanks for joining. Do you think the directors / writers, having gone through transitions in their lives, do you think that making the female figure of the film the strongest character now and being more female centric, do you think that decision came along with that, or do you think that was just completely out and they already had this decided earlier in their lives?
Possible. Possible. It's hard to say. It's very possible. With everything, societal changes that are coming these days, it's possible. They could have been thinking along those lines. Let's switch it up like that. We would have to ask Miss.
Right. I'd be curious to find out if that was something that happened before or after or during or, like kind of where that fits in. Because I always want to know where somebody's at in their mind when they're writing something or when they're creating something.
Plus, one sibling decided not to return, so it was all directed by just one sibling.
Alex says on the topic of The Matrix, I think that they should never have had any sequels. And Chris agrees. Alex says the first movie, in my opinion, was written in mind with ending the story. I couldn't agree more. It felt like a definitive ending, really. They're a Force dyad, I think is what Enrique said. I don't know what that means.
Oh, no, that comes from the sequel trilogy, the Force dyad.
Oh, okay. That I don't remember that at all.
And Kylo Ren. That's another thing that they messed up that wasn't done properly.
All right. Well, Jarrett, you have one you want to talk about?
Let's do the Spider-Man one.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Not the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
No, Jarrett.
This was the first, if I could recall, of the what ruined a lot of these films, or what they kind of did in a lot of them, was called the clusterfuck. They can kind of pull it off more now, as far as like adding in a bunch of characters and stuff like that. It seems like they've kind of found a groove with it. But this was like, and I know there was a lot of, I don't know exactly what it was, but I know there was a lot of behind the scenes problems with Raimi kind of like getting after, like, I don't know. I just heard it wasn't like the film he wanted to do, and they're kind of forcing things on him. Like, I think they might have forced Venom on him because they really wanted to do that. So you have a lot of things that sound cool, but that just didn't, like, so Sandman's one of my favorite villains. He actually, I think, was the best part of the film. I think Thomas Hayden Church did a good job as Sandman. I think the effects were cool. I would have just been happy with like Sandman being the main villain and doing, some stories about Peter Parker and his life, and then I have the, Sandman as the villain, because to me, Green Goblin worked fine in the prior one, and so did Dr. Octopus, so why not just have that? But they're like, nope. So then you have, and I love Sam Raimi, but the cheesiness, and I think it was also like them just saying, like, we don't care anymore, but the whole symbiotic suit affecting Peter Parker to make him dance and do all that stuff was...
emo Peter.
was so lame and dumb, and it was just like... That whole like change your personality thing to not being timid has been done before. The Venom stuff was obviously just ham-fisted in. Topher Grace is fine, but like the effects where they like had him with his like fangs when he like wasn't Venom, or like half Venom, was like almost like Universal Monsters like bad, like as far as the effects, like the fact that they didn't have leaps and bounds to just do something better. And then James Sleazy Smile Franco as the Hobgoblin, who basically was just wearing a paintball mask and like a turtleneck and like onto the glider, was like, how do you can't have the Goblin in his cool like armor costume and then go to a paintball guy and try and think like he's the next generation. And right. And it was just like a mess at the end. And it was like, I think they tried to redeem the Sandman, like how he is kind of in the comics. Yeah. But not really. And then Venom was just like in 3 seconds. Nobody cared about the Hobgoblin. And then his relationship stuff. It was just like, I remember just going like, I don't care. Like, I was just like, well, I'm done.
Okay. So the first thing, hot take on this one. I disagree with Sandman. While I love Thomas Hayden Church, I felt like the dialogue wasn't good enough for him, and he wasn't performing to his best capabilities. He got better in the newest Spider-Man, the one that just came out, last year, December?
December, yeah.
He was really good as Sandman in that. But in this third, everything felt kind of forced and just didn't work with him. Also, I knew it was hot trash. Not because of everything else that happened, Topher Grace playing Eddie Brock being part of that, but because when the butler, the servant of freaking
I of Harry
Of
Harry Osborn or Norman
says, "Oh, your father, didn't Spider-Man didn't kill your father. I dressed his wounds after he died or whatever, and he had killed himself impaled." And that was like the worst acting. And I don't know who's either Dick, this old man sucked. Sorry, Mom. Or whose uncle or great-great-grandfather from the Civil War era he was. But the guy should never have been allowed to act in anything, let alone a multi-million-dollar blockbuster film. That's the third in a huge franchise. I blame him solely for killing this franchise.
Maybe it was an old man Make-A-Wish?
Oh, man. What? God,
Old man Make-A-Wish.
that's just going to make me feel like an
That's messed
asshole.
up.
Man, I don't know. I hope not. I mean, I hope
Like,
he's...
I used to read Spider-Man as a kid. I would love to have a few lines
That sounds like him right there. That's perfect.
before I die.
Jared, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Alex is losing his mind. He was never the new Hobgoblin, sir, new Goblin, sir, not Hobgoblin. The butler fixed all the plot holes. How convenient, LOL. Yeah, he fixed it. Sure he did.
Where's Alex from?
Alex is from the great city of...
I'm glad you asked that question. He lives currently in Florida. He lives in Miami.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
And he writes a comic book called Headless for Scout Comics. And if you can check them out, Headless, just the third issue, I believe, released a couple weeks ago. And it's selling out, from what I hear, all over. So if you guys get a chance, you go to your local comic shop, grab either Season 1 or Series 1 of Headless, and then grab Season 2 or Series 2 of Headless. Pick those up, read them. They're a lot of fun. They're really good. And in fact, Peach Momoko, who's a famous artist, did one of the covers for Series 2 of Headless. So I don't know what I'm excited. Like, I saw it. It's beautiful. And hopefully I'll be able to show you guys maybe next week.
Way to go, Alex!
I didn't expect to host tonight, and it ended up happening. So I'm not fully as prepared as I would normally be had I been expecting to host. So just throwing that out there. And I do apologize to everybody. I also want to throw out to Splattered Frog. Go to splatteredfrog.com. Type in the coupon code SHORTBOX and save 20% off your order. They have a bunch of lovely things. Pint glasses, koozies, hats, shirts, all to help this tiny brewery blossom into a large brewery, microbrew facility that we can all enjoy. So give them your patronage, please. Go to splatteredfrog.com. Also go to halfshotsauce.com. Type in the coupon code Donald Hiccups. Save 10% off your order on hot sauce. I'm back on the Trippy Pickle train. It's amazing pickle hot sauce, guys. You gotta try it. It's really good. I promise it tastes good on eggs, hot dogs, everything. It's burgers. Give it a shot. It's really good.
Donald got a picture with a pickle today.
I did. Yeah, I did. You're right. I did get it. Yeah, I was a Trippy Pickle.
Yeah.
Chris, don't be sorry. It's fine. Things happen. I just letting everybody know I wasn't prepared. So I'm going to do the next one here real quick. I'm going to pull up another film. And this one is something that... honestly, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put up this one because I was so disappointed. Now, a lot of you know that Romancing the Stone is one of my favorite films. One of my favorite romantic action comedy films. I love it. It's perfect. Like, I can't explain why it works so well, but it works. The chemistry between those two that you see before you, Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas, not to be confused with Michael Keaton, are so perfect, and it just fires on all cylinders. That's Romancing the Stone. The Jewel of the Nile, however, is completely different. And let me just read the synopsis for you because they make it sound so good. Novelist Joan Wilder is living with adventurer boyfriend Jack Colton, a.k.a. Michael Douglas, on his yacht. But she leaves when Omar, the head of a North African nation, asks her to visit his country and write about it. Jack intends to go on a pleasure cruise to Greece, but then learns that Joan is a pawn in Omar's quest to polish his image and gain greater power. Now, in order to stop that and to free Joan Wilder, Jack partners up with criminal Ralph, a.k.a. Danny DeVito, to bust her out. And what they don't tell you is there's also a jewel of the Nile in there. And the fun part is actually trying to figure out what that is. So, give it a watch, but don't go in with any good expectations. It's hot trash. It's nothing like Romancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone is a fan favorite. And Alex Banquita says he's never seen Romancing the Stone.
Alex, you got to see it.
110%, man.
You got to see it.
100%.
They're driving around a jet.
Yeah.
And yeah. Remember this?
Yeah. Oh, I've been this one. Yeah. Yeah.
Driving around on the jet.
I remember they do that.
But they don't take it in the air. It's on the ground.
Yeah, they just ride around in the jet. It has its moments, don't get me wrong, but it is absolutely, with 100% certainty, no Romancing the Stone. Jewel of the Nile, don't go in with any expectations. You may slightly enjoy it. Romancing the Stone, though, the first film with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas and Danny DeVito, 120%. Check that out, Alex.
It also has a Guapo from Three Amigos in the first Romancing.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
He drives a big
monster truck. He introduces you to Pepe, his little mule.
Pepe.
Yeah. Which is, basically that. Chris has not seen it as well. Actually, I went on a bro date with my buddy Matt McNamara. He took me to Romancing the Stone for my birthday about 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, that's sweet, right?
Yeah, we went to see it together. Yeah, I got tickets. It was great.
And you dressed as Kathleen Turner, and he dressed as Michael Douglas, too, right?
Maybe.
And then you guys slid down a mudslide, and he came between... No, never mind.
Yeah, well, that mudslide's complicated. We'll talk about that later.
Peaches and cream.
All right, next. Let's see. Rob, you have another one?
I do have another one. Which one are we doing?
Oh, let's see. What was the other one that you were wanting to talk about? Do I have it here? Right there. Boom.
Oh! Caddyshack 2. What a gem. 1988.
The Shack is back.
So, yeah, the Shack is back. So, they replaced basically... Jackie Mason is the lead in this movie.
Who?
Jackie Mason.
Did he kill Rodney Dangerfield to get the part?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was basically the new Rodney Dangerfield for this film. Yeah, we got we have Randy Quaid in this is back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Chevy Chase came back.
Bill Murray did not.
No, but the replacement for Billy was Dan Aykroyd for this movie.
Not a bad choice, but weird that they tried to go with the same type of character.
And then Dan Aykroyd's character gets an arrow stuck in his ass. And then he's asking
Chevy Chase, wasn't it?
Chevy Chase to suck the venom out. This is where the story is going. This is how bad it is.
Yeah, suck the venom out of my ass. I had a nickel for every time I asked that.
Yeah. And it grossed about $20 million, and which I'm surprised it grossed that much.
Yeah, see, even my mom said that one sucked.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm a gigantic Chevy Chase fan. And, I went to see it as a kid just because he was in it.
Yeah.
And it's so poorly written.
Oh, Alex says, I like Caddyshack 2. Caddyshack 2 has more gopher.
No, the gopher is in it more.
That's the only saving thing.
I mean, and he's running around doing his thing, and Aykroyd's trying to kill it.
It's a bad example to say you like a film because it has more of a character that has 0 lines.
No.
It's just a puppet.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's because you were younger and you liked it. Alex, when's the last time you saw this film? Let's be real here. When's the last time you saw this film? I was 10. Let me guess.
We've seen it several times.
Probably when
I
he was
celebrate
10.
Caddyshack 2 every 6 months.
Do you, Jared?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Do you, Jared?
No.
No
way.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on from Caddyshack 2.
Did we mention Jonathan Silverman is in Caddyshack 2?
I don't think we did.
Oh, he's in it. He's the...
From Weekend at Bernie's.
He's the new Danny.
And Weekend at Bernie's, too.
He's the new Danny.
Kevin, what's your next film?
It'll be X-Men Wolverine Origins.
Oof.
Origins Wolverine, whatever you want to call it.
Ugh.
He makes noises. Okay, Alex. You're not going to win this one. Alex is not winning this battle. Okay, Kevin, go for it.
Now, if you pick the image that I think that you picked...
Mouthless Deadpool.
Yep, there it is. That says it all. So I have to wonder, the merc with the mouth, how's his mouth sewn? Yes. Now, way before all that happened, you get introduced to Ryan Reynolds playing the character. He's being himself. He's being pretty cool.
Sassy.
But as you get towards the end of the movie and you see what they did, I'm like, what crack were they smoking? But of course, maybe I'm not surprised. After all, this movie was co-written by one of the producers and one of the showrunners that ruined Game of Thrones, David Benioff. So surprise, surprise. Someone who's a terrible writer.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go back to the beginning of the movie, starts out okay, you're
Kevin, real quick, Itty Bitty Vlogs is on. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure if this is your first time or not, but I appreciate you being on.
Where's Itty from?
I don't know.
Itty, where are you from?
Alex also says, by the way, Weekend at Bernie's 2 is good, and I said, I responded and I said it's actually better, so we're there. Okay, continue, Kevin, sorry.
Jesus. Yeah, it starts out in the past, somewhere in the 1840s, where you meet a young Wolverine, a young Sabretooth, you find out they're half brothers. They're sticking together. They're fighting through different wars: Civil War, World War I, World War II, Vietnam.
Weirdest.
And then, of course,
Sabretooth.
Yeah, that's true.
Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber. And then they meet William Stryker for the first time. He gets them involved with his special program. All these mutants, they're going around, mercenaries, killing people, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then, of course, Logan sees things that they felt that things went a little too far and decides to leave the team. But of course, when it comes to these kind of movies, you can't leave these, nefarious organizations without paying a price. Yeah. So Wolverine goes back to Canada. He hooks up with a lovely lady named Kayla Silver Fox, which we learn later was kind of in on a certain scheme. And he's being manipulated. He thinks that she died. And then he wants revenge against against Sabretooth. He again gets fused with adamantium for the first time. And by the way, those claws look so fake. Watching that movie again, those CGC claws look terrible. They look so fake. My goodness.
It's really bad. I remember when he cut the sink with his claws, and I was like, that looks terrible. Like, they should have had somebody on that show, Is It Cake, make the sink, and then he could have cut it with, like, his claws for real. And then it would have just been cake, but it still would have looked better. And they would have all had cake afterwards.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
And by the way, that family that he was staying with where he destroyed the sink by accident, that was a nice old couple. And boy, they killed them off viciously. My goodness, it was just a mean-spirited. They murdered that poor old couple.
Yeah.
Kevin, what year did Origins come out?
2009.
Okay. You know what this movie is good for?
What?
People who just had a baby and their brain is mush and they just want to sit and stare at something and then just like not pay attention to it at all. That's what Emily and I did after our first kid. We saw this movie and I just remember going like, this is a piece of shit. And we're like, yep. And we're like, who cares? We're outside without a kid.
That's awesome.
That's true.
And it was
now Gambit. Gambit was pretty cool. The only problem I had with Gambit, his accent wasn't really, too
Alex
southern,
just said it.
Shall we say. But Gambit's pretty cool, but just the southern accent wasn't all there. But I did like his display of his powers and his ability. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So Taylor Kitsch, I wish they would bring him back at some point. Maybe in the MCU he could come back as Gambit or as Remy LeBeau.
I mean, he's had more time to act and perfect his skills and stuff. I thought he was good in John Carter from Mars. I thought he was good. I thought he was great in Battleship. I'm gonna be honest. I love the hell out of that trash movie. It's bad, but it's so bad it's good. Yeah. It's good. It's fun. It's fun on a bun.
And also
real
the
quick,
action scenes.
Ultra Magnus says all the Wolverines were bad, but the last one, Deadpool 2, was great. My favorite sequel is Rambo 2 for sure. So.
Oh yeah, Rambo 2 is awesome. First Blood when he goes to Vietnam to get the POWs. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that movie. Yeah. But the action sequence when Wolverine gets his adamantium, when they're going after him, to me, they're really anticlimactic. He's in no danger at all. When the helicopter's chasing him and whatnot, there's no danger. He's going to win. There's no danger whatsoever.
I got a fan. I don't know.
Ultraman Magnus
who is
says,
that?
Hey, Ranger Rob.
Nice. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
My little Ranger Rob. I appractate that.
Wow.
Like over 10 years old now. I really appreciate you giving it some love.
Alex Banquita says, I think Blob should make Fat Bastard look skinny. The Blob is not fat enough. Agreed.
True.
Yeah.
And it kind of looked like the makeup from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That's true. It did look a little bit like the
It did. Anything you want to add real quick, Kevin, before we move on?
Just that Deadpool, that's not Deadpool. That's pathetic. That was ridiculous, and therefore, thank God we'll never see a movie like this ever again.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Jared, did we talk about your second one, or are we on your second one?
We're on my
We're on
second. Let's do this one behind me, this depressing piece of crap, ruin a kid's day.
Teen Wolf 2? Teen Wolf 2?
That's up there. That should be on there.
Yeah.
Superman 3. Superman 3. Wow. What a piece of crap film. This movie...
Oh, that's big.
Okay, first off, a Superman movie shouldn't make a kid depressed. And I remember watching this movie and learning what depression was. Because I was like,
Wow.
what is... One, I don't know what's going on. It's a Superman film. I shouldn't be confused. And two, it was just like... I'm like, are there going to be villains in this? Like actual villains? No. Instead we get Richard Pryor, who I love Richard Pryor.
Right.
Big fan of the movie The Toy. But in this, he's playing a computer expert. No, not Richard Pryor. He's not a computer expert, and he never was good enough actor. Then you have the villain, and who doesn't want a villain like, who was it, Robert Vaughn? Some like old guy who's a big business guy. Yeah. And he's got his hot like bimbo blonde girl, and then some other, I think his wife, and they're just like rich angry people, and they but here's where the movie just gets so bad. Mm-hmm. They expose Superman because obviously you got to throw kryptonite in there. That's his weakness. They expose him to kryptonite, but instead of hurting him or killing him, it changes his attitude. So instead of kind of like the Tobey Maguire where he gets a symbiote and he like wants to dance and all that stuff, Superman becomes a dick. He becomes Dick Superman.
Wait, is this the scene in the bar where he's flicking like bottle caps or something at the bottles and breaking them?
There's that. That's like the minuscule stuff. Then he goes even crazier, and
that's the best.
This is mean stuff he did. He straightens the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. That's right.
He blows out the Olympic flame.
Oh, this is a drunk movie night for sure.
Yeah.
He blows out the Olympic flame, and then because he's got all this turmoil, he has a nervous breakdown in a junkyard, and he splits. This is a kid. I was like, what is going on? So he splits from Superman and Clark Kent, and Superman just beats the crap out of Clark Kent in a junkyard for like 10 minutes, and then finally Clark Kent gets his strength and beats Superman, and they combine again, and they go after the bad guy. And then you have this super, just chaotic ending with like a supercomputer that Richard Pryor designed, and it like sucks in the bad guys and makes them like cyborgs. And oh my god, it was such hot trash and so over. I have no idea how this film got made.
And no Lois Lane really. It's a lot of Lane.
Was on vacation.
Yeah. You gotta be Margot kidding me.
Lois Lane is in it, but she goes on a story and comes back and is only impressed because Clark Kent wrote a nice story. And she's like, oh, wow, Clark. Now, I'll even put it to this. Superman 4 is bad, but it's like silly bad because Nuclear Man is like hilarious. It's just stupid. And
those long fingernails.
Yeah. And fingernails that make him cause him to have an infection. That's hilarious. This is just bad. Like, this is a bad film. And, like, the worst in the Christopher Reeve franchise.
All right. Superman 3.
Superman 3 and Teen Wolf 2. Let's make a night out of it.
I'm going to do a double down here. Double down of trash. These are films that got made years and years after the first. It should not have been made because the first was so spectacularly good and perfect. I'm talking about Anchorman 2 and Dumb and Dumberer. There's no reason for either one of these to exist. I don't understand it. They just do. I think they escaped from somebody's mind. I don't know how. Like something weird, some type of weird science experiment. I don't know. I don't even want to get into the plots of either one of them because we're running low on time. I just want to mention Dumb and Dumberer is like when Lloyd and Harry were teenagers and they were friends and trying to figure out their lives. What could have been kind of amazing ended up being really bad because honestly nobody wanted a sequel where there was no Jeff Daniels or Jim Carrey. they wanted the sequel with Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey, which we got eventually, but we got that even later, and it sucked just as bad.
That came out like 15 years later.
Yeah, the second one is hot trash.
Yeah.
The third one's just as bad. It's not a good film. And then we get Anchorman, which you would think would be like just print money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so goddamn bad because all they did was repeat everything they did from the first one. They were like, "Oh, that worked. All the news anchors fought in a lot or out in the field or some shit. Let's do that again."
Did McKay direct that one too?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. Let me check.
Because, yeah, I think it would be if he's taking the reins.
He did.
On that. All right. Oh, that's interesting. Normally, he doesn't screw up.
He directed it. Yeah, he just directed Winning Time, by the way, a phenomenal HBO series. If you get a chance to check it, it's about the Los Angeles Lakers, the rise of them with Magic Johnson and all that.
Yeah. Yet the show that ruined the relationship between Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
Oh, was Anchorman 2?
No, was that Winning Time.
Was it?
Yeah, so Will Ferrell was originally supposed to play Jerry Buss, the John C. Reilly character. And Adam McKay, on his own, recast it and didn't tell Will Ferrell. And John C. Reilly called up Will Ferrell because they're friends, and he was like, "Hey, I'm doing this Jerry Buss Lakers thing." And Will Ferrell was like, "What?" And Adam McKay admits to it. He's like, I totally effed up. Like, so yeah, their production company that they had together is gone. I don't think they talk anymore. Like, yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Wow, that is a shame.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame.
I just watched The Other Guys the other night. What a great film.
Yeah,
right?
I just watched it the other night too.
Just talked about that, right?
Did you guys talk about that?
Yeah.
It's so well executed and funny and crazy, and
it shouldn't work, but it does. Somehow it does.
It's
really good.
It's great,
guys. If you Alex, if you haven't seen it, watch The Other Guys. There you go. You're welcome.
All right, yeah, guys, get some Michael Keaton in there.
Right.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. He's working at Bed Bath & Beyond, and then he's like the police sergeant.
Right.
It's awesome.
Chris says, my list, by the way, was the Jurassic Park trilogy, the Terminator films, and Judgment Day, and TMNT 3. Ultraman says, we want Ranger Rob 2 with Rob and Crystal Lott. And let's see. Jarrett, Rob, and Kevin, just tell us what your third film that we were going to talk about was, because we're out of time for the evening.
Oh, that's fine. X-Men Last Stand. All I can say is another clusterfuck of a film. They ruined characters like the Juggernaut, Multiple Man. They made him like villain. Made Multiple Man a villain that's stupid. The Juggernaut was like, you got to just do what they did in Deadpool 2, CGI him. And then they did like a weak version of the Phoenix thing. It was just, and Brett Ratner. And another one, my wife and I went to see it, and my wife was like crying at the end. And it wasn't because she thought it was good. She was just like, this movie was just made me sad and mad. Made her pissed off that she cried. She was very emotional that day. So, yeah, we were at the Grove, and X-Men Last Stand, you made my wife cry.
Wow.
Whoa.
You, Brett Ratner.
Wow. All right, Kevin.
You.
Whoa.
What's yours? Your final one.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Now, see, I would argue that one. I don't think it's a bad.
That was pretty good.
I don't think it's a bad film.
I don't know about that. You're disrespecting a classic Star Trek movie, The Wrath of Khan. Mm-mm.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought they made a twist on it, which was okay, but
it was solid.
I thought it was fun enough. It was more action packed. I like them both. I mean, obviously, I like Star Trek 2 more, but
no,
The Wrath of Khan more than Into Darkness. Ricardo Montalban is definitely a better Khan since he originated the character.
I don't know. Benedict Cucumber Snatch is quite an actor.
Yeah,
yes, he
pretty
is.
Good.
Yes,
pretty good.
Yes, he is. Good in a salad too.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, what was your final one?
Oh, it was Independence Day 2. Another piece of shit.
Oh, we talked about it in the first one. It is awful. People should be like slapped and beaten up for even putting that out there.
I would like to talk about more, but I don't hardly remember any of it.
Alex has got to go real quick. Good night, Alex. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here, buddy. I'll see you later.
I think they killed off Bill Pullman in that.
They did.
No,
right?
They killed him off, and then they killed off Vivica Fox's character.
Oh,
they
it's so bad. Oh, yeah.
Pretty much everybody. They killed him.
It's terrible.
They killed Jeff Goldblum's dad. They kept him alive.
Terrible.
Did they kill Jeff Goldblum's dad?
No. They kept him alive.
Oh, how is that guy? That guy's got to be like 95, right?
Why do you kill him off?
He's
and
100.
then somehow they resurrected Brent Spiner's character, the scientist with the wacky hair from the first movie. Somehow he didn't die. We thought he got choked out by the alien. But
They brought back,
some way-
Data.
Yeah. They brought back Data.
Did they blow up the White House again?
Yeah, it blew up again, Jerry.
Oh, Hector Hernandez says X-Men seems to always be paired with bad relationship moments for Jarrett. Aw,
Oh.
that's bad.
Well, thanks, guys. This was a fun topic. It was
Yeah.
nice to be here with you guys.
Yeah,
tonight.
thanks for being on, Rob. We appreciate it.
My
And
pleasure.
thanks to our audience watching us out there. We appreciate you. And we just want to, again, if you can, support our sponsors, Splattered Frog. Go to splatteredfrog.com. Go to HassHotSauce.com. Thanks to Chris for being in the chat and being so active. Sorry, Chris, you couldn't be on. Thanks for everybody for their patience for us while we got set up. It was kind of an emergency situation. We were at the James Corden taping. Watch us live tonight.
We're right by the
Sorta
bar.
live.
Right by the bar.
Right by the bar. We're the first row in the back section, so you should see us. Rob does a lot of dancing.
Dancing.
I do a lot of screaming, so between the two of us, you either see or hear us. I'm sure of it. We're actually wearing this. I'll be wearing my We'll Be See You at the Comic Book Short Box shirt, so hopefully we got some advertisement out of it.
Yeah. Real quick, real plug here. I have a commercial out right now for Decked on YouTube. Type in Decked commercial. You'll love it.
Decked. D-E-C-K-E-D?
Yeah.
All right.
And I got a red shirt on. You just,
check it out.
Check
out.
out
his commercial,
and
guys.
It's been on several
YouTube.
like sports stations, so
Should
if
be
you're
a lot of
watching
fun.
one night, it'll pop on. Anyways, thanks, guys.
Thank you for tuning in, and thank you guys as usual. And if we don't see you out and about anytime soon,
perhaps we'll see you at the homely, inquisitive, jolly, but always lovely comic book
shop. That's not a computer scientist. That's Richard Pryor. It's funny, but he's a great comedian. Broke ground. That's not.